You're totally out the shot.
That's the point. This is about you. I'm in this one. Yeah. So that's good. It should just be you in that shot.
Okay, we're gonna do this.
Okay. Jouelzy, as y'all know, Jouelzy is on her channel talking to me about head wraps. Yeah. And now on my channel, I actually just wanted to talk to her a little bit more about Smart Brown Girl and everything she has going on with that and what the goal is for that. And I guess talk a little bit more about the side of you that maybe is like different from the content creation side of you, I suppose. Like trying to let people see a little bit more into who you are.
Okay.
You know? And I just wanted to start off with something simple because you've lived in so many different places.
Right? I have, yes.
So you've lived in the East,
the Northeast,
and then now recently you've moved for the last few years?
3.
Yeah, for the last 3 years.
I've been here for 3 years.
Yeah, you've been down here in Texas, and to me it's just like I always find it fascinating when people from the East come down, especially like below the Mason-Dixon or whatever, and hang out with us down here.
Ooh, girl, yeah.
And like, so what fueled that move?
So I knew that I was tired of like living someplace that was really expensive. I knew that my audience, as I started on the Smart Brown Girl mission, a lot of my audience is in the Southern United States. And when you talk to Black women about success, especially in non-traditional career fields, it's always framed as they either live in New York, LA, and then sometimes Atlanta. And so I felt like if I was really going to start this movement about encouraging Black women to be who they wanted to be, I mean, then why limit myself to only staying in the Northeast or only staying in these cities? And that's like, all right, well, I need to be somewhere that is a cultural hub. And so at that point I was like, well, there's Chicago, New Orleans, Atlanta, or Houston. Houston has a really rich culture. It has a Black community. And so I originally moved to Houston. I will say that I didn't consider some things though when I moved.
Okay,
like how difficult it is to make new friends post-college. I mean, and I think I was really spoiled living in New York because I didn't really go to college in New York. I dropped out of college and then moved to New York City. And you're not going to New York to stagnate. You're going to New York to like build your career. And so there's just a whole different mindset about relationships and, you know, social interactions. So I didn't really account for how that would impact my ability to build a community or my desire to build said community. I don't know that I made the best choices when I moved to Houston about where to live and stuff.
Yeah. So then you transitioned over to Dallas.
Yeah. So I moved to Dallas, which is funny. I moved to Houston for culture, and I legit feel like Dallas has no culture. Someone's gonna come for me with that, but you don't. It's white. Industry is here. The industry that I work in, like a lot, like Mary Kay is like, not that I work with Mary Kay, but Mary Kay and Sally's Beauty is headquartered here. So there's a lot of influencer stuff that happens here, and a lot of times I was getting hit up for stuff because people were like, oh, you're in Texas, and it was in Dallas. It was very Dallas centered, and there was a few contracts that I couldn't get because I was in Houston, and Houston is considered a sub-market. Dallas is considered a primary market.
So then, like, talk to me a little bit about Smart Brown Girl in general. Like, what is your hope for Smart Brown Girl to become? I know it already is something, and that's great, but like, what do you hope for it to be? Like, what's its ideal grand scheme?
There's so many things that I think Smart Brown Girl can become. I'm just like, you know, I'm a thinker, I'm a creative, but the actual management function of it is like, oh my gosh, you know, I think my overarching mission with Smart Brown Girl is to encourage critical thought. I want us to really be able to like think about how things are interconnected and use that as inspiration and use that to allow ourselves to define ourselves, right? And not get so caught up in just all these societal norms that bind us in. I would like to like potentially build out, not that there's gonna be a Smart Brown Girl school, but like workbooks and workshops and stuff like that. Doing a tour in the immediate future would be cool.
Yeah.
Doing Smart Brown Girl events, just providing more resources for Black women, because I think a lot of times, like kind of where I'm at with Smart Brown Girl is we have all these ideas and we literally have no knowledge of where to start.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily because things aren't accessible to us sometimes, it's that we just don't understand how the pieces of the puzzle fit together.
Yeah.
And so providing the kind of like knowledgeable resources.
When you're thinking about Smart Brown Girl for the future, do you see it having like a centralized location?
You know, because
like
I live in Deep Ellum, and there's like all these like office spaces around here, like, you know, workspaces, like with the windows all open, and I'm like, but what would we be doing in the office, right? Like
having programs,
well, obviously to run the website, yeah, I would have to get an office, so that could be one function of it. And also I want there to be like a history component. Like I don't think we have a really great understanding of Black women in history. I think African American history has definitely hit a stride, but it's very male oriented.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot of erasure of the Black woman that is going, and I would love to be a part of that, bringing it back into the context of mainstream American history.
I wonder, like, I wonder if it would be, because I could
creating curriculum.
Yeah, creating curriculum, or I could see you partnering with like different, maybe they're watching, maybe like different museums or organizations and things like that.
One did hit me up, though.
Oh, really? It's like the African American History Museum,
the Museum of African American History and Culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Partnering.
I have a meeting coming up with them that I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but yes, make this happen.
See, yeah.
Every time I talk to somebody about applying for a doctoral program for my PhD, they're all like, well, what are you gonna do with your YouTube? But I'm like, nah, but it all ties in because it's like this thing that I never knew could be.
Yeah. Since knowing that you don't really technically like Dallas that much, you like the place you live, which
I don't like the community in Dallas.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
But also, I also have no desire to put effort into it.
Right. So where do you see yourself in the next year? Do you see yourself still
even
here?
in the next year? I mean,
well, okay, we'll find 2. Let's say 2 then. Because I know you're here till August.
Ideally, I would like to get into a PhD program, but that's 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
And I'm 32 now. Girl, at some point, I would like to find me a Black man that respects Black women and who love me and start a family. That would be, you know, I'm being told it's a unicorn of a dream, but whatever. I don't think I'm going to find him in Dallas, though. But yeah, I would definitely like to do that and start a family in the process of pursuing my PhD. And I think it's kind of up in the air, like, do I stay in Dallas? I don't think I'm going to raise a family in Dallas. I'm not going to raise a family in Texas.
Yeah.
Actually, definitely not Dallas. If I was going to raise a family and stay in Texas, I would go back to Houston.
Okay.
I like this idea of community. And I like this idea of living amongst your community.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even whether your community is your family, your friends, you know, having like these really strong interpersonal bonds and like literally living in the same neighborhood together. And
something that really like drew me to your channel when I first, because all y'all probably don't even realize, I actually emailed Jouelzy out of the blue.
Did you?
Yeah, when we had dinner together.
But I knew who you were though. I remember the email because you were like, oh my God. And I was like, girl, I watch your channel though. Like I used to comment on you and Evelyn's when y'all did the collab series.
Did you? I mean, I knew.
And that's how I knew who you were. Because I was like, she got so much hair. She got all that hair.
No, so like I remember we had dinner or whatever, but like I think the thing that drew me to your channel, aside from, especially I think I followed your channel originally for like, yes, the hair, but as I saw you transitioning, that was actually what drew me more to you, was because it was like you were so knowledgeable and yet still so approachable. So like I remember you've talked about how like I don't come from Black excellence, like all this kind of stuff. But it's like, and I think I'm trying to remember the context of the video. I don't think you were trying to like be deterrent about it, but like I think that adds to your character, and what makes you so like valuable in the YouTube space is that you're so approachable in the way you talk about these topics, and that directly ties to where you came from and how you grew up. Like, it's an asset, you know?
Like, I'm not bougie.
Basically, I guess
that's such a compliment. Thank you.
A long way to go to say that, but yeah.
Like, I want to be able to like meet my audience, right? Because I think it means I don't need to be complimented, but it means so much to me that like I get to see who's actually watching my channel.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because I'm inspired by y'all too.
My final question that I wanted to ask for you is, how can people support you? How can people support Smart Brown Girl and the movement?
So there's they're gorgeous. They're wonderful. You can lay on them. It's so beautiful. And you too can buy one at shopsmartbrowngirl.com. I also published a book. It's available on Amazon. It's called sendit.com. It's called Send It On, like the D'Angelo song. It's a collection of short stories about a young woman coming into her womanhood. It's an emotional short stories. And then my Patreon. And honestly, you can literally support by if you are into what I talk about and if you are actually into my content. It's weird. I'm not really interested in like building my YouTube channel bigger.
Really?
Like if I get more subscribers, I'm more interested in engagement. Like, are you watching and engaging me? Like, am I hearing you? Like, and I don't even really mind when people disagree with me. I know folks are scared to comment. Bobby. But I love a good, healthy debate. So it's not that I think you're like a horrible person. It's that I like a good debate and I will debate with you. But I just generally like hearing from people that watch. Like, I don't know why Black women have such a fear of commenting in the comment section that they're watching.
Well, Jouelzy,
oh,
thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For doing this.
You're awesome.
Links to her store will be in the description box.
You can check out our head wrap tutorial that's lit. Because Hallease helped me do it, bruh. It's going to be on another level. You know, we stepping the game up. Okay.
We'll see you when we see you.
Deuces.
If you're interested in seeing an extended version of my interview with Jouelzy, head over to my Patreon account. Also in the comments below, let me know if you enjoyed this content and you would like to see more.